what I'm saying is we want to have a look at irregular verbs. And then in this we say some irregular verbs have different forms of simple past and past participle. That is the first thing for us to realize, or rather to note. What I need to come out Roman number 1 actually. So what we are saying is there are some irregular verbs which will say they have different forms from the simple past tense form. This should be the most complicated one because we already have some which will be the same. Like you may have seen mostly here how we form the simple past tense of regular verbs. With these ones we are saying there are some whereby you will have to understand. For example, the way they form past participle forms. For example, let's talk about a verb like to go. What is the simple past tense of to go?
Went.
I went. Remember, it is irregular because, as you can see, and one thing I might mention here is that remember, irregular verbs don't put ed. When you talk of regular verbs, mostly we are dealing with addition of ed to the stem to form the past tense and also the past participle. That's why we call them regular. With the irregular verbs, we don't have the story of ed. We have maybe change of spellings and the like that we're saying in this case of to go. So, to go, we say the simple past tense is went. What about the past participle? Have
gone.
Have gone. So you see now, when you compare this and this and this, they are totally different. So we'll come up with a list, of course, as we say by Monday latest, of those verbs which will change, of course, their spellings from, of course, the infinitive to simple past and as well as to past participle. Then Roman number 2, we say some irregular verbs have similar forms. Similar forms with the simple past. What we are saying, some irregular verbs, of course, when they form their past participle, we say they will have the same forms as their simple past. For example, we talk about a verb like to find. Sorry? A verb like to find. So, what is the simple past tense of to find? I found, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what will be the past participle? Have found. So we are saying the simple past tense form is the same as the past participle. Although it is the same story we have here, but the difference we say here, Tracy, Vanessa, we are saying the difference here is, here you put ed, but here you don't put ed. Although they are the same, I found a book on the table, I have found a book on the table. So although I have the same forms of found, but one is simple past and the other one is past participle. The number 3 and the last of these categories normally classify here, we say number 3, number 3. Some irregular verbs, have similar forms with the infinitive stem. Wow. What is infinitive? With the infinitive stem. Remember, infinitive is the way verbs appear in the dictionary. When verbs are not being conjugated, we refer to them as infinitive, and mostly they have to plus the stem. But now we're talking about without to, the stem only, because infinitive comprises two parts: to plus stem, to go, to play, to ask. An example of a verb here is like to cut. So it becomes cut, and then we say have cut. So what I'm saying is the past participle will be the same as the infinitive form without the to. So on average, we can say, as you can see, either they change spelling, they maintain spelling, or they are the same as. Here we are talking of similarity between the simple past and the past participle. Here we talk about similarities between the infinitive and the past participle. Although again we could have said it is the same throughout. To cut, have cut. To put, have put. Maybe another example of a verb like that? What do you think? To sheet? It's not a verb. It's like, what are you talking about? To shut? To shut is shut. To let? Again? To let. What about to set? Like sometimes when you go to the salon, Tracy, you want to set your hair. So you say, Winnie has not set her hair properly today, that's why she's on this. Oh, it is very nice, you want us to see. I don't know. Whatever the case, you don't care much about it anyway, but I believe it's always beautiful as always. So, what we are saying is, to set, I can say, I set my hair every day. Yesterday, I set my hair. Last week on Friday, yesterday I set my hair, and today in the morning 1 hour ago, I have set my hair. Remember, we are talking of I have or I add. You can use I have cut or I had cut. When you say I have cut, present perfect. When you say I had cut, that is a past perfect. So what we need to do now, these are the forms. We are saying that we have 3 ways in which you can classify irregular verbs in their past participle forms. So, what remains for us now, I'm saying interesting, is to have now the exhaustive list. We have all the verbs now in the list. And that is the one which I promised to send to you. And then you can work on it, of course, maybe before we meet again on Monday. And then when we meet on Monday, what's going to happen now? We look at that list, and then we say, what do we need the present perfect for? And what do we need the past perfect for? I believe if you can come in a good time and arrive, is it on time or in time?
On time.
Okay, they are saying we arrive on time. So if we can arrive on time on Monday, I believe we can be able to exhaust or rather to discuss the whole of this in terms of why we need the present perfect, why we need the past perfect, and even those verbs we refer to as irregular forms of the past participle. For the others, for the regular verbs, we don't really have a list per se, but I'll try to see whether I can get one. I had a copy which I did send you sometimes before, I remember. But I'll also go and see whether I'm able to trace it again from my archives, so that I can send you a list, of course, of regular verbs and another list of irregular verbs, of course, using our WhatsApp group. And in case I forgot to do that, if I have forgotten to do that, can someone remind me? Who is that someone? Huh? Or Vanessa can remind us. So if we don't post them, latest by tomorrow is Saturday. By Saturday, tomorrow, or maybe in the evening, afternoon, you can remind us. Teacher, don't forget to send us this particular list so that we can now work on it over the weekend. And when we meet again on Monday, we can now try to see matters arising from it. Is that okay? Yes. And I think that it should be a fair deal for today. What do you